Was designed to handle the freestyle work and the wave sail stuff as well. So we had a single sail that was used for both disciplines. And when the S1 became a 4-batten sail, it became more wave specific. It definitely lost a lot of its freestyle attributes. So we had to look at how we could develop a sail that was going to be very freestyle specific. This was about the time where freestyle really started to ramp up. The discipline actually changed quite a lot in the last few years, and it's become a lot more powerful, a lot more air moves coming into it. So the sail that we needed was really quite different to what we were building with a wave sail. I think we've got a quick video that highlights some of the ideas that a freestyle sail has to handle. It's just a quick clip. So with this stuff in mind, we really look at what that sail has to do, and the most important thing with modern freestyle is this ducking maneuver that sets up for everything. And so for us, the focus on the sail was really designing features into the sail that would make it easier to duck, and we looked at what characteristics were actually helping that and how we could do it. And a lot of that was to get a sail that would go very flat and very neutral. So when it was ducked into the wind, it wouldn't pull one side or the other side. We looked at tightening the leech up so there was a lot less material moving around when they did the move. And then the other aspect of it was to really look at how we could make the sail as symmetrical as possible, because we found that on one tack people were developing a different ducking technique because the sail was asymmetrical. So when they did a move on one side, it was easy, and on the other side they struggled to do it. So we really looked at how we could make a very symmetrical sail to maximize the ducking ability. And the key feature there is independent batten pocket, where the most shape in the sail is always in this lowest batten. And we've tried to make all our sails more symmetrical by staggering the battens from one side to the other on every sail that we do. So that adds a little to making a sail more symmetrical, but on this sail that still wasn't enough. So we developed an independent panel. So on the freestyle sail, the bottom batten is actually a panel itself. So that it's perfectly symmetrical. The batten is tensioned from both sides, and there's a shaped seam above and below the batten pocket to allow all the shape to work exactly the same on both sides of the sail. And the whole idea in this is just to make both tacks as similar as possible. So that ducking maneuver should be as similar as possible on both tacks to allow people to really do moves on both tacks. Freestyle sail is a very maneuver-oriented sail. So when it came from the S1, a lot of those characteristics remain. So it has quite a high clue, so that really lifts you off the board and makes you lift into maneuvers. It's got a very flat profile, so it's not a very stable sail. So that instability really adds to its maneuverability. So because it's unstable, it's always moving. It's always trying to find its natural position, and that really allows it to instantly be thrown anywhere into a maneuver. So some of those maneuver-oriented characteristics are quite similar to the blade. So with all of these wave sails and freestyle sails, we have two quite defined categories. One is a very control-oriented category, and one of them is a much more maneuver-oriented category. So this one is probably the most maneuver-oriented sail we do. It's the flattest sail, has a very tight leech, and it's really set up for modern freestyle. All the prototypes were all 4-batten sails. And so we were doing quite a lot of 4-batten sails at the time. We were doing the S1 and we were doing the SWAT. And so the early Freek prototypes were all 4 battens. So we were really trying to analyse what some of the main advantages were in having it 4 battens. And probably the most significant one is your reduced weight. So we looked at all these freestyle sails on the market and we looked at the weight, and then we actually saw that we could build something that was lighter using 5 battens and our technical material. So by using some of our technical material, we could add that batten, so we gained a lot of extra wind range, and we still have a sail that's lighter than just about every 4 batten freestyle sail on the market. And so this extra wind range really helps a lot of the guys, like Dieter, the guy you saw in the clip. He's not a big guy. Most of the team riders that we have and we work with are actually on the smaller side, so they're probably not as powerful as some of the bigger, stronger guys on tour. And what a sail with 5 battens and some more wind range allows them to do is to carry more sail area. So they're carrying more power into the move. And because the sail's not moving around as much, they're able to duck it easily, and then they have more power to use to explode into big moves. So we've got some of the smaller guys that are actually sailing and have some very explosive sailing styles. And a lot of that is about having a sail that allows them to carry a lot more power into moves. And if the ducking allows them to control that power and then let it explode into the moves, then the result is pretty much the stuff you see in that video clip. So the idea here is to create a freestyle sail that is a little different to the other sails on the market. It's lighter than most of these 4 batten freestyle sails, and it has a much wider wind range.